Within the powerful to lock up and walk alone. The biggest ideas I had, I was accompanied. The smallest ideas I was accompanied too. The ideas I didn't have, and there was no one around. Today, a person was doing Jane's nails, and then I went to tell them about a genius idea I had that I screwed up today. And then, in the end, they still thought the idea was good. Then the lady said like this, "Oh, Paolo, the mold that made it, they threw it away." I said, "I wasn't made in a mold. The problem is that society wants to put you in a mold, and there's no way to make two people the same. Not even twins are the same." Then she went crazy there. I saw it, right? "But what is it?" I said, "Man, we have an expansion of mind all the time. I didn't come from a mold, and no one's going to put me in one. Because if you say one person is the same as another, you're copying originality. The image you carry is yours. He made it for you." Question number 1 today. Why are you still there? Start answering. Begin to answer. Vent. Why? Why do you submit? Why are you still there? That's the first question. I wanted you to vent. Come on. Fear. Come on. Why are you still there? Why are you still there? Indiscipline? Grow up. Why are you still there? The question doesn't appear, and it would put the area in front. Why am I still in this? When my mind started to expand, I had to ask myself this question. And then, with this question, what did I do? It doesn't make sense to stay here. I had to change. Sorry to old friends, I had to change friendships. I had to change cities. Sorry, it's a place I truly love. I stayed 20 years in the same church. I had to change, which is normal when something powerful happens in your life and you don't stop breaking through. They won't understand at first, but everyone understands today. The most interesting thing is that from the church I left, today there must be about 300,000 members. I don't know anyone who understood me when I was breaking through. Nobody understood me. Later, everyone understood. Let me tell you, it's going to be difficult. If your answer is positive to this question, you're going to get yourself into a mess. Why? Because that's the process for your mind to change. If you can't change your mind, what are you going to change? If you can't change your mind, another question for you. This is the second question. Take note. If you can't change your mind, what are you going to change in the world? No, I'm going to change a bunch of things and then change my mind. Lie. You have to change your mind. People think I'm a psychic sometimes. You see the future of a lot of people. I see who you hang out with. Show me the people you hang around with. Just show me the fools. The world is lacking real men. Men who can take a hit. Men who... I'm not saying man to be perfect, no, because I don't think there's anyone. I don't know anyone perfect, like that guy is too good. No, but men who were forged. You know what I evaluate in a man? I look at the guy and say, "You're a man." Anyone violent here? Someone on the internet says, "See, you guys are this." Yeah, a real man is violent, but he knows how to control the violence inside him. My little kids, I tell them, you need to learn to be violent. There's no age for this. That's bullshit. There's no age to be aggressive, but being violent is a gift. But you have to learn to control the violence. It's about you controlling a hurricane, you understand. Now, the man who isn't violent, my God, they should take away his man card. That's what's missing. There are many men missing on earth. Men who have the courage to say like this, "I give everything I have because of my wife. I give all my time because of my children." And you don't find these guys, man. So we are in fact a lost generation. Now I'm going to give you a recruitment and selection tip. It's not that there aren't qualified people. It's that you don't know how to deal with recruitment and selection. It's that you don't know how to invest energy in paid traffic. It's that you don't know a bunch of things, and you don't know how to use your mind. People exist. I just finished saying how to do it. First, you use your mind. Indignation won't solve anything. Then you ask a question. What's the next step? Get involved in this. I know, Imagine the generation where women have to tell men they want them. Imagine this, really lost. Many people say to me, "What is modeling?" You look at a masculinized woman, just say, "That's modeling. She modeled a man." The problem with human beings is that they're capable of modeling wherever they want. Be careful, women. Don't try to be men. No, you'll succeed. Most did. And a life like that is very difficult. You know why? Because your life will cost more. You might succeed, but you'll carry a weight that isn't yours. What was the second question I asked? If you can't change your mind, what are you going to change? Paulo, teach us to change our mind. Do you want to learn or not? You're going to have to throw something away. The mind works like this. The mind is a living room. This is your mind. It's full of pornography, full of blockages, full of abandonment, full of scarcity. It's like living in a pigsty. What's the first step to organize a place? It's called putting out the trash. The problem is you want to keep living in the trash and eating in the trash, and it's normal? I'll tell you why. I don't know if you watched those American shows about hoarders. The person starts not wanting to waste, and then they keep messing up on top of what they're inside the trash. Have you seen these shows? Your soul is like that. You keep holding on to trash. How do you change your mind? Let the trash out. Oh, I have a little anger towards so-and-so. Put it out. Oh, my father screwed me over. Put it out. Your father did the best he could, okay? That's enough to open up. How do you change your mind? Repeat every day what you're saying. Paulo, I want to be rich. Then say you are. Someone says, but my account doesn't say that. Let me tell you, there are people who have millions in their account and aren't rich, and I can prove it. There are people who have millions of reals but have so much scarcity they don't even touch that money. That's not wealth. Wealth is a state of mind. It's a state of soul. I know some poor person watching now thought like this, "You're a liar." In other words, you can't change your mind. Everything starts in the mind. If you say you're going to do it, let me tell you, it's only not done because you didn't give the order to the subatomic particle. You don't know anything about quantum physics. You don't understand anything about results. If you say in your head that you did it, your body is obligated to take you there and will do it. I don't know of anything I said I would do and didn't do. There isn't. You're challenged. Find something I said I was going to do. The only possibility of me not completing something I said I would do is later saying, I don't want to do it anymore. That can happen. Now, if your mind has trash, you're going to stay around the trash. Want to change something in the world? Change your mind. First step, throw things away. Second, unlearn. You don't know shit. This doesn't serve any purpose. You know too much that doesn't serve any purpose. This school where you studied, I just bought a school, another school, and then I went to negotiate because my God, man, I'm going to send this here. I kept looking at the school and saying, I'm not going to put kids like this, sitting like this. It's not like this. How do I put these people differently? Schools have been the same way for 150 years. Rockets are going backwards. Cars are driving themselves. And to this day, the teacher stands in a row looking at students' faces. I said, there's something wrong with this education thing. I discovered what that is. The school model where we studied, and I came from public school, is the training and selection model for industrial workers. You're a specialist in something. Don't complain, don't think, don't ask questions, and don't say anything about the teacher, because the teacher is the master. Let me teach you about teachers. I'm a teacher. I'm the highest paid in Latin America. I don't know if you know that. A teacher is just a facilitator. He's not king. The teacher has to be in the place of a servant, someone who's there available to spend hours teaching, motivating, discovering what blockages the person has to unblock the person they're teaching. I don't know if you know, the thing I most like to do is this. After working with real estate development, everything else is just a parachute. The greatest is the one who serves, and we learn to bow our heads to a lot of people,
and forget it. You can only bow your head to who matters, which is God. How do you change your mind? After throwing and after unlearning, learn something new.
If you received at your home the value you have in the market, without scaring you, many of you are worth little. You know why? You only know how to do one thing. I'm impressed, for example, when someone stays their whole life in a company, then leaves, they feel so devalued. You know why? Because they don't serve for anything else. They only know how to do that. For example, a person who dedicates their whole life to religion, then the religion, because of a sin, excludes this person. This person becomes possessed in relation to religion, almost incurable. You know why? Because they spent their whole life paying attention to just one thing. They're expelled from that environment. They look at the world and say, I don't know how to do anything. Then they start cursing the person. The problem is yours. It wasn't anyone else's. No, the problem was yours for not changing your mind. If you were there serving with joy, I say serving with joy. Keep investing in church. But if you had been studying something else, the day someone kicked your ass, you wouldn't depend on that. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's not a problem with anyone. I just want you to free that head of yours. This is the second question that won't go away. If you don't change that little head, what are you going to change? Now I'm going to tell you something that some people get sick when I talk about in small groups. I'm going to say it here. Listen to this. Do you know exactly the size of your hardware? Do you know the engineering capacity your brain has? Maybe you didn't understand the question. I'm going to change it. Do you know how far you can go? I'm going to tell you. Depending on how long you suffered from cauterization, depending on how long you lived in a situation, you can't break through like other people who have been training for more years than you. You won't be able to. Then you say, it's not possible, so I have a very serious problem. I believe any person can get rich, but there's a problem before that. The word any has to stop being just any in your head. If you're just any and do exactly what I tell you, you won't get rich. Paulo, I didn't understand. I'll repeat. I believe any person can get rich, if they want. But there's a key that has to change. It's the hardware. They have to look at themselves differently. Because if you look at yourself as just any, if they don't understand identity, being just any means I don't know who I am. People can even access money, but they'll never access wealth, because that money will go away. So it has everything to do with how you look at yourself. Then I have a question for you. Write down the third. Who are you? If you come with the ID name, let me tell you, the ID name isn't even you. That's a Volkswagen car model. Let me explain something you'll never forget. What the world calls a name, I call a model. It's the model your grandmother gave the name. You keep confusing it with the name, but the name is what God said you are. You only have one name. Someone says, that's not possible. Yeah, it is. Go to Revelation. It's written like this. When things turn around, Jesus will have a new name, and so will you. That's always been your name. This name here on earth is for earth. I know it's a crazy conversation for those who are too shallow, but at least I'll let you dip your toes. The ID name isn't your name. It's like the earthly nickname. I wouldn't be like this. This is the earthly nickname. One day, someone will call you by your real name. But until the day you're not hearing this, take the name. In the image and likeness, it's a pact of dominion. Someone put something so astonishing inside you and no one should be able to see it. What was the third question I just asked? Who are you? A Globe Network reporter asked, who are you? I said, image and likeness. Then he said, what's that? I said, image of God. He said, no, but what do you do? I said, that's another question. Do you want to place what I am or what I do? Then he said like this, what do you do? Then put there, I'm a writer. I'm this. The main thing is image and likeness of the Creator. Then he put coaching. Write down the next question. What's the biggest lie you keep telling yourself? There's something you need to know. Hitler's communications minister taught something in the following communist propaganda. If you repeat a lie 1,000 times, it will become truth. If you find a group of people who repeat this non-stop, This thing will become a layer of energy and everyone will believe it. It will cauterize the brain and people will really believe it. Want me to prove you have a lie you eat every day? You're not capable. It's a lie your mother said, your father said, you keep repeating. Someone said it, a bunch of people said it, and said it more than 1,000 times. Did they say it or not? They said it more than 1,000 times. Well, it became truth. That's why you walk around here, I'm incapable. I know. Look at your shoulder. Dropped eyelid, inclined pendulum. The 3 body characteristics. I know you have a lie that was said more than 1,000 times. You feel this in the shoulder, in the pendulum, and in the eyelid. I look at the person and say, that's it. They lie to themselves. That's a lie you tell yourself that you're not loved. How are you not loved if God created all things and said it's yours? How are you not loved if your father, Adam, failed? He gave you Jesus as a lamb, purified everything, and after all that, he said, you can go down there, die on the cross, and solve it. I'll cover it. How are you not loved? He created all eternity to have fun with you. How are you not loved if he left a book with instructions, with thousands of verses? How don't you feel loved by all the deliverance you can't even imagine? Wait, how are you not loved? What lie is this you keep telling? I know what lie that is. You have beef with your father, and the beef with your father makes you have beef with God. And God didn't do anything except everything you needed. But nothing you imagine he did against you, he didn't do anything. You lost a relative, right? Blame him. Out of every 10 deaths, 9 are the person's own fault. Sometimes they didn't do anything, they just weren't in the right place. Sometimes they didn't do anything, they just weren't going to the doctor. Sometimes they were just looking at their phone and got run over. Wasn't it their fault? It was the phone's fault, right? It was their fault. Take responsibility for the only life you have. I believe. Look at what you said. You believe. Believing is a belief, and it's not a fact. As long as you don't have a fact, it will continue being just a belief in your head. A person comes to me and says like this, I'm skeptical. I don't believe anything you say about God. I tell them, are you skeptical or ignorant? I'm also skeptical, but I'm not ignorant. If you want to have experience, I'll show you now. You want to be ignorant and repeat 1,000 times? You'll believe that. If you learn to ask questions, you won't stay in this shitty life you're in. Paulo, who do you think you are? I don't think, I know who I am. Image and likeness, born to govern, born to overflow, born to be generous, to unlock people's purpose, to unblock this bunch of people, millions of people, to activate 1 billion identities in this time. This is the time. And so, how are you going to do it? I don't know what I'm doing. At some point, it's going to explode. The life you lead today, the adult you are, is the child you were formed. There's no way around it. It's like doubling or tripling the energy you were. And then when you triple the energy growing, maturing, you become 3 or 4 times worse than at the date of the problem. That's why you have to have a life dedicated to destroying these things. That's why you have to keep asking questions every day. There's a friend now in your life you need to get out of your life, now. Then you say like this, I feel sorry. Don't use affirmations. If you want to change your mind, change your life, you're going to ask questions. What's the lie? Come on, honesty. What's the lie you're telling yourself? Some of you are saying like this, you're ugly. You know what the damage is of telling this lie a whole life? You're going to scare away several women who are truly beautiful and think they're ugly, and they take an astronomical loss. You know what it is? They marry very ugly men. Most beautiful women marry ugly men because they have a self-image problem they don't cure, and an ugly guy who's shameless says she's beautiful, and she says, then you're my medicine, and the medicine is the shameless guy. Later, when she wakes up, she says, what did I do? You know what you did. You didn't ask the right question. Some women got married to run from home and ran from one prison and fell into another. Why?
Because they liked the person?
No, it's because they wanted to run away from home, fell into another prison. I don't understand why my life is unhappy. I understand. You don't even know what happiness is. You confuse happiness with joy. I don't know where you got that from. You don't even know what feeling and emotion are. What are you doing here on earth? A question. Write down, what are you doing here on earth? Say with me, I'm here to work, study, have a prodigal son. Is that what you came to do on earth? There are people who made no child, no weapon, no shit. Write down the next question. Who is the person you need to connect with? Who is the person you need to connect with to level up? I went to give a talk in Las Vegas to Americans, and the guy isn't Christian. What called me? The environment is pretty heavy. And I said, man, do you live here 30 minutes from the main avenue? He said, no, I used to live there. Look how crazy. I said, why did you move? Look at what he said. He's not a guy who remembers principles, doesn't deal with these things. Why did you move? The environment is so heavy. The conversation is a lot of prostitution, a lot of gambling, a lot of people doing atrocities, a lot of perversion. And I looked at him and said, who taught you this, man? He said, I don't know. I just felt bad. It has nothing to do with the Bible, or with church, or with God, or with principles. He's just a naturalist guy. And he said, man, after I moved here, my life changed. One of the craziest houses I've ever seen in my life. Then he said, after I came here, look how crazy. The world's greatest boxer is my neighbor across the street. Celine Dion's something. The greatest golfer is here on the other side. Look at this house. Look at this environment. Nobody's posting anything. There's no perversion. There's nothing. Then I was like, sometimes people think I'm preaching for them to become religious. No, son. Just use metaphysics and stop talking nonsense. Environments define you. Period. That's what happens. You have to forcefully change environments. No use. There's no way. The call I received from my best friend was, stop doing lives. You're not famous. Then one day, I'm giving a talk. I was disconnecting from them. Connecting, disconnecting. Then one day, I was giving a talk about wealth and said, millions, millions. After a talk ended, he said, Paulo, let me say something. I want to be ugly. It's ugly you talking millions, millions. I said, come here, let's go. What did you say? He said, it's already getting heavy. It's disgusting. I said, did you know several people complain? Then you know. So I'm right. Yeah, but only poor people complain about that. No rich person who came talking about wealth complains. Only poor people complain. Are you calling me poor? I'm not sure you're poor. I'm not your friend anymore. Does this irritate you? It irritates me. Don't listen to me anymore. You know what happened? We drifted apart. He started going crazy. I want to live without you. You don't. You're rejecting this. Then he went, found a way, and unblocked. He went to the method there in Rio de Janeiro. The only time I did it there, he saw me doing dozens of classes, but he didn't do anything until he said, I'm going there. I did a class in Rio de Janeiro. He went, left there, changed his life. Then what happens? He got rich. You have to change your head. He was my best friend at that time. He was the guy who didn't want to let me do lives and told me to stop talking about money. You know what's most interesting? Only poor people have anger towards money. Rich people don't like money. Rich people use money. One has anger, the other knows how to use. The one with anger doesn't have. You have to send it here. Sometimes you don't understand, but if you really know what you want to do with $1,000,000, you get sick from how simple it is. Get the calculator here. Just do this here. See if it's going to change anything in your head. Get the calculator. Take $1,000,000 divided by 365 days, divided by 10, divided by 12. 12 sales of $228.31. If you do it per day, you make $1,000,000 in the year. What's $1,000,000? Pay attention, $228.31. If you make 12 sales like this per day, how do you do it, Paulo? Then I'll tell you. To make sales like this, you need to have a good product that calls attention. You have to use paid traffic to get more people's attention. Traction this. And if it's to sell 12, I have to get the attention of 200. That's it. Anyone I'm seeing here in front of me, anyone can do it. Anyone. Whatever excuse you give, I'm going to explain what an excuse is. An excuse is this here. Here is the real. Here is your ideal world, and your excuses are this here. Look here, you're in the ideal world. This isn't for me. That's the first excuse. If I can take this from you, then we're going to erase this. We're going to erase it. Let's erase. Erase. We've arrived at the real world. We've arrived. No. Now we're going to the next one. Can you do it? No. I'm not capable. Then I'm going to remove this devil's blockage of incapacity. No. I don't know anyone who did it. Other words, the problem is network. It's the network for you. You learn. Get out of this demon of solitude. Reality continues here. Say like this. Reality is immutable. Say like this. Ideology is individual, mutable, recyclable,
justifiable, and alterable. So let's end another excuse here. Another excuse, procrastination. There was an ideal world. It's just in my head. Every time I'm going to jump, man, I lean here on the door, look, and say, why do this? The question, right? Then let's go. The scene is always the same. I turn my back, look at the plane, close, no. Then I say, now I missed the plane. Then let's enjoy. Because then I say, now I'm going to have to open the parachute. One thing is letting go with someone behind you. Another thing is you jumping alone. I don't know if you know, but those 300 feet take 5 seconds to open the parachute after you pull. It seems like it takes a year. Then you say like this, is it going to open? Because if it doesn't, the other one has to open. It's bad. You know what happens? Some of you won't live the reality of various areas of your lives because there are so many excuses, and then your idealism is so beautiful that you prefer to sustain this shit than live the manure that's going to produce something. I was running with Nizio there in Denver, and then Nizio couldn't run with me. In fact, he still hasn't beaten me in a race. Nizio was beating me in the race inside Chicago World, and then he passed me for the first time. Race with a medal and everything. You know what he did? He turned with a guy who passed us. We were together. The guy passed very strong. He got behind the guy, stuck to the guy, and went away. I said, geez, now he's going to wither. But then when he got into the rhythm, started making the turns, distancing. I said, can't catch him anymore. Then I panicked, you know? Then I said, no, I'm going to solve this. He's never beaten me. Then I started. Then a German passed, looked like from the Lord of the Rings movie, stepping hard. Boom, boom, boom. I said, this way, wherever you go, I'm going with you. And I went after him. The sun started to rise, right? You thought you were winning. Me and the German passed by his side, and then I put everything I had. When I look ahead, it says, finish. I said, get me out of here. Then I said, now I'm going to celebrate. Then I said, I'm not going to, because he's behind me for sure. Then, crossing there, right? He arrived a second later. Nizio didn't even come close. Couldn't. Like he'd arrived 5 to 10 minutes after me in the race. Now he's neck and neck. We discovered a code there in Denver. When all your excuses end, only one thing will be left in your life. Only reality will be left. It's here. When all the excuses end, this will be left here. Endless excuses. I don't know. Even my sneakers are bad. I don't know what. I don't know what. When you unlock, the excuses end. Welcome to reality. This day will come.
Subscribe to the channel because we'll have new videos every day until you reach your goal. You are capable.